What up, everybody? Pauper MTG with Dan and Rob coming back at you with some more magic. This time we've got a sweet, spicy little number. A lot of you people were asking for this, and we always deliver. It's the Fireweaver Boros deck.
Okay, well, obviously, I did not ask for that guy's exact list, so I just kind of did a bootleg version of it.
Sure.
So let's see how this goes, Dan. Why don't you start us off
Let's
here?
do it. Starting off, we got 4 Ancient Dens, taps for white mana, and it's an artifact. We like artifacts, and we like this because it's a free artifact. Great Furnace, a red Ancient Den. We got 1 mountain, 1 plains, that's all we need. 2 Radiant Fountain, when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life, and then it adds just a general mana to your mana pool. Shimmering Grotto, just adds 1 general to your mana pool, but if you pay 1 and tap it, you can add a mana of any color to your mana pool. This fixes us if we need it, and it gives us some interesting sideboard options we'll talk about when we get to that. Then we got 4 Wind-Scarred Crag, enters the battlefield tapped, you gain a life, and it adds either red or white to your mana pool.
Alright, regarding Radiant Fountain, this card kind of scares me a little bit. I don't want to end up color screwed, especially in a 2-color deck with not a lot of duels. But hopefully we can round ourselves off with Prophetic Prism.
And Shimmering Grotto.
Same with the Shimmering Grotto, except for, with Shimmering Grotto, as you can see, a lot of our spells are pretty low mana cost anyway, so hopefully we can get around having to pay a mana to use it, It also comes to play untapped, you get your 2 drops down on time. So.
Yeah, and the Radiant Fountain also lets us do Kor Skyfisher shenanigans.
Yeah, and against mono red, I mean, this card can be invaluable.
Right. Anyway, so then we're going to go on to some 1-drops. We've got a lot of 1-drops. We got 4 Glint Hawk. It's a 2/2 with flying for 1.
Whoa!
Holy shit.
Blocks your Squadron Hawk all day long.
Exactly. You can play all 4 of them, it doesn't matter. But when it enters the battlefield, you have to sacrifice unless you return an artifact you control to its owner's hand, which can be as simple as just returning a land and then you replay it, or you return a Prophetic Prism, you play it again, you get to draw another card.
Yeah, I mean, you get a little bit of value. You turn your downside into an upside, which is sort of what this deck's all about.
Then we got 4 Thraben Inspectors. It's a 1/2 for 1. Wow, that's value too. It blocks Unflipped Delver all day.
There you go.
When it enters the battlefield, you investigate, which means you create a colorless clue artifact token with pay 2, sacrifice this artifact to draw a card. This is, as far as 1-drops go in a deck like this, is pretty sweet because we like having artifacts for a number of reasons. It's a 1/2 for 1 that also deals 1 damage if you have Reckless Fireweaver out. Counts towards our Metalcraft for Galvanic Blast. All in all, solid.
Very good card. I recommend investing in this guy because I see him going up in price. He's being used in pretty much every white deck these days. Just straight up value, get your Kor Skyfisher down, you can bounce it, and just any number of things, and at the very worst, he's a 1/2 for 1, and he draws you a card, so.
I want to point out, look at this guy, investigating this weird, thing of branches, and he's, fucking disgusted by it, and he's like, what the fuck is this?
You know what I think? I think that's werewolf hair, Dan.
No, because it's, covering,
Because I would be disgusted by some werewolf hair, especially if I was a Thraben Inspector.
But it's, covering the house back there, you see it?
I don't know.
It's like he's...
Maybe he was a really big werewolf.
And
what does the flavor text say? Does that shed any light?
If you've been at this as long as I have, nothing can surprise you. That's the hope, at least.
See? She's surprised that it's covered in werewolf hair because there's so much of it.
I guess.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we...
Looks like I'm the real Thraben Inspector.
I always wondered why your face looked like this.
Someone shoot me.
Then we got 2 Firebolts. Deals 2 damage to target creature or player, and then it has flashback of 5.
Some people say Lightning Bolt's the best 1 red mana spell in the format. I disagree. I think it's Firebolt.
Really?
You get your shock, you get your flashback shock. That's card advantage, baby. Lightning Bolt, not so much.
Because I think it's Galvanic Blast. Deals 2 damage to target creature or player, but it deals 4 damage to that creature or player instead if you have 3 or more artifacts.
Strictly better Lightning Bolt.
Strictly better than Lightning Bolt, and it's better than paying 6 mana to play Firebolt and then flash it back.
Fine.
How do you win? Anyway, so we got 3 Kuldotha Rebirths as an additional cast cost to cast Kuldotha Rebirth, you sacrifice an artifact, then you create 3/1/1 red goblin creature tokens. Depending on what you do, this isn't necessarily a drawback either. I don't want this land, I can sack it. I don't really even want my clue thing that I got for free anyway.
Fuck you, Thraben Inspector.
Thanks for the clue, but I'd rather have 3/1/1 goblins.
I mean, situationally, Kuldotha Rebirth can be just as good, if not better, than Delver of Secrets. I mean, if you get this thing down early enough, it's just like a really solid block.
Hit you for 3, yeah, exactly. Then we got 2 lightning bolts.
Hedging my bets about that bold statement I made earlier.
Right. We'll see which performs better in this. Well, you got to have some little variety in your burn. No one likes playing the same burn spell over and over again.
I mean, 8 burn spells is pretty good,
but,
right?
Lightning Bolt, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player for 1 mana. It's an instant, so it can be cast at any time.
Anytime.
Even your opponent's turn.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
Thanks, Pauper Fox.
Even during sideboarding.
He starts with it in play. Whenever I'm at F&M, I just like to throw my lightning bolts at my opponent while I'm sideboarding. I just keep a stack of like 80 of them next to me.
That's why we don't play Paper Magic anymore. There's no
I
store
was
that
from all
will
the
take us
LGSs.
back. No, damn it. We're sick of your lightning bolts, Pauper MTG. They call us in real life. Okay, on to 2 drops. We got 4 Kor Skyfisher. I was talking about this earlier, but it's a 2/3 for 2 mana with flying. What is with all this value? This is value.
It's straight up value. Blocks Glint Hawk all day.
But when Kor Skyfisher enters the battlefield, you return a permanent you control to its owner's hand. Once again, not necessarily. I mean, most of the time it's probably going to be like a land or something. But we can bounce our Thraben Inspector and play it to make another clue. We can bounce Ichor Wellspring and play it again to draw us another card. Cogworker's Puzzleknot to make another 1/1 servo. Prophetic Prism to draw another card. Radiant Fountain to gain us 2 more life. Do I really need to keep going on this? I think I...
So it's straight up value.
It's straight up value.
Or Sanctum Gargoyle even. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we don't get us too excited here. Now moving on to the namesake of the deck, Reckless Fireweaver, a 1/3 for 2. This eats
Unflip Delver all day.
Unflip Delver all day. It can block.
Unflip Delver all day.
If you're swinging in with this guy and they have 3 Unflip Delvers, he could kill one of them and then die. But the real value of this card is whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, Reckless Fireweaver deals 1 damage to each opponent. Getting
us even more value off of the stuff we're already getting value off of, giving us even more reach.
My lands deal damage.
I don't care how many blockers
Inspector
you have.
deals damage.
He's like the reverse Soul Warden.
Cogworker's Puzzleknot deals 2 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
It's
3.
also a shock. Holy crap.
3 damage if you sack it to its ability. Which we're going to get to in a second here,
Yep.
Dan. Tell me about Cogworker's Puzzleknot, or whatever's next on the list.
It's a 2 mana cost artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token.
Whoa!
You can pay 1 general and white to sacrifice it to create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token.
Wow, that's a lot of artifacts coming into play. And if you bounce it and stuff, I mean, crap.
You just keep doing it. You can sacrifice your 1/1 to make 3 1/1s.
That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, this card seems pretty good to me.
Yep.
Strictly better Gather the Townsfolk. Not really, actually.
No, but whatever. It's an artifact deck. We're sticking with the theme, okay?
We're going to be making some servos today. Folks.
Yep. Then we got 4 Ichor Wellspring, 2 mana cost artifact, enters the battlefield, or is put into the graveyard from the battlefield. Draw a card. So we draw a card when we play it, we deal damage, we bounce it to Kor Skyfisher, we sack it to Kuldotha Rebirth, we do all sorts of crazy things to get value out of this thing.
Drawn cards,
yep.
We're playing spells.
Hey, what's not to love?
Everything's flying around, your opponent has no idea what's going on, he's getting pelted in the face with lightning bolts. Stick it to his face.
This guy is just
can't push the lightning
making
bolts out of his face
crazy
enough.
fire circles to throw at you and stuff. This guy looks like he's doing something way more impressive than just this lightning bolt, I guess. But
the thing I like about Reckless Fireweaver, I think, right now, is that not a lot of people are going to see this guy come down on turn 2 and really respect it. Because, I mean, you can watch our previous video.
Where we were like,
and you're like, oh, Reckless Fireweaver, what the heck's that?
Yeah.
And then he just dealt us like 5 damage out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, this card has to die now.
If you build a deck around him, he's pretty good, and that's exactly what we did here. Okay, last 2 drop. Prophetic Prism. 2 mana cost artifact, draw a card when it enters the battlefield. You tap 1 and tap it to add a mana of any color to your mana pool. It's like an artifact version of Shimmering Grotto. Fixes our mana, makes us do cool things in the sideboard. Pretty much everything I already talked about with Shimmering Grotto, but it also draws this card.
There you go.
And it deals damage with Reckless Fireweaver. Then we got 1 3-drop, Angelic Purge. As an additional cost to cast Angelic Purge, sacrifice a permanent, and then you exile target artifact, creature, or enchantment. So this kills pretty much everything.
Yeah, everything in Pauper, pretty much any, except for like a land, obviously.
Right, but that's whatever. Because there's no planeswalkers, so we don't have to worry about that.
I'm just sort of testing this thing out. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I mean, it seems like a decent like answer for, say, hexproof, whereas otherwise we'd only have just generic enchantment hate, and we're just gonna see how well it does, I guess.
Yeah, or if we run into like
Ulamog's Crusher.
Yeah, if we run into like one of those things,
or the Fangren Marauder,
right, or just anything really.
All that stuff.
And then on the 4 drops, we got 2 of them. We got 2 Sanctum Gargoyles, a 2/3 with flying for 4. I mean, it's just worse Kor Skyfisher, right? Well, not really, because when Sanctum Gargoyle enters the battlefield, Jesus Christ, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, so we got more value even, because this is also an artifact creature, so it triggers our shit, and then we get another artifact, such as perhaps a land if we really feel like it, or any of these things.
Sacrificed Cogworker's Puzzleknot, perhaps.
Sacrificed, yep. Or a Prophetic Prism.
It does not get the clue token, though.
Or if you've got 2 of them, they can just keep getting each other back.
It's like the ancient Gravedigger technology of the M10 drafts of old.
Oh, yes. But yeah, so that's the main deck. Moving on to the sideboard, we got 3 Electrickery. Pay 1 mana, deals 1 damage to target creature you don't control. Most of the time we're going to overload it by paying 2 instead to deal 1 damage to each target we don't control. This goes in against tokens, just anything where we feel like we see a lot of 1 toughness and we don't want to.
We have so much hate against, or so much just like 1 mana targeted removal. Like hexproof, this is probably coming against as well.
Yep.
Yeah, just all in all, a good man. It probably brings in against mono blue even, or maybe not. I don't know.
Nah, yeah, I guess it depends on how all in there on like fairies and shit.
Yeah, well, they play a lot of fairies.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can kill a Delver. So.
Right. And then we got 3 Pyroblasts. You choose 1, counter target spell if it's blue, destroy target permanent if it's blue. This would definitely come in against mono blue.
There you go.
Or just, I mean, it's generally against control because we don't like them.
We don't like getting our stuff countered, especially when we have to sacrifice things to make our stuff happen.
Right. It kind of disrupts the value. Then we got 2 Ray of Revelation, 2 mana, destroy target enchantment, flashback of 1 green, which we get with Shimmering Grotto, Prophetic Prism, and so, I guess I shouldn't say and so on, because that's all we get. But
the
whatever.
Ancient Grudge of Enchantments.
And then we've got the...
Ancient Grudge of Ancient Grudges.
And then we've got the Ray of Revelation of Artifacts. Ancient Grudge, 2 mana, destroy target artifact, flashback of 1 green. This comes in against Affinity. The mirror, if we get it, I guess. I don't know.
Probably not. I guess it can blow up lands, which is pretty good.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends. But yeah. Then we got 3 more Angelic Purge.
In case we decide we really, really like Angelic Purge.
Yeah, well, and I feel like if we do get, like, Tron, we're definitely going to want that over, like, a lot of stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Because at that point, like, Lightning Bolt and, like, Firebolt probably just aren't going to cut
I think we should start bringing an Ancient Grudge against Tron, just because they're so reliant on, like, Prophetic Prism and stuff like that to actually do anything.
I guess. I feel like I'd rather have answers to their actual threats than answers to their not threats.
Yeah, I guess that brings us to our next card, then.
Blistergrub. This is a 2/2 for 3. It has Swamp Walk, so this comes in against the mono black, or I guess mono black's not really a thing, but
Blue-black control. This guy's
just anything that has swamps, we just walk right over them. And then when it dies, each opponent loses 2 life, so you can't even really like.
So against blue-black control, it's like they try and kill it, and we still get value.
You can't really trade with it very well. If against like aggro, he just sits there. It's like, what do you want me to jump and kill your dude and then deal you 2 damage?
This guy is the Muldrifter of black.
A bold statement. So yeah, that's the deck. What do you think, Rob?
This guy is the Ancient Grudge of creatures.
The Ancient Grudge of creatures, yes.
I don't know, seems like a pretty sweet one, but I guess we'll have to see, and we'll catch you for matches, unless you have any further comments, Dan.
I don't. Let's get going on this bad boy.